He said the boy is alive, right? Kennedy Onyango's story was very moving at the All Saints Cathedral, and many others, Denzel Omondi's parents, and all those who are suffering. A year later, no justice, no compensation. And it reminds me of one of the poets, Jonathan Carriara. He wrote a poem, and he called it Grass Will Grow. And it was a poem by a parent mourning the loss of a child. And he said, Lord, if you have taken my child away, then give me strength to dig his grave. And Lord, send me a little rain, for grass will grow. But he said, Lord, do not send me madness. I asked for tears, but do not send me moon-hard madness to put a snag in my skull. It's as if Jonathan Carriara was one of the parents here. One of the parents whose children had bullets lodged in their skulls, had their brains splattered on the people's house in Parliament and on the streets. They did not aim at the legs or the arms to disable. They aimed at the head. They splashed their brains and they killed them. A year later, no justice. Those who went out in 2023 during the Azimio protests, 75 young people were killed. One was Brian Inyalenda with his brother. They were beaten, dragged out of their homes and killed. Just like Brian, who was killed, I think it was the Sultan Hamoud went with His Excellency to bury the young Brian. We cannot forget these young people. They've been waiting for justice for 2 years. But do you expect justice from the RUTO regime? Do you expect justice from the RUTO regime? A regime that will pick a young man, Albert Ojwang, from Homa Bay, bring him to Nairobi, less than a kilometer from where we sit, Central Police Station. They murdered the young man. Then they said he had committed suicide, that he banged his head on the wall until he died. Can you believe such a regime? A regime that shot young people in Kitengela, Charles Owino, Shaquille and his colleagues. Then they hide the bodies and say these were car accident victims from Juja, and they cover up. We've heard today from Shaquille's parents. They tried to cover up, but they went and found out what had happened. Can you trust a regime like that to do justice? If they were covering up, the police bullets, if they had not been found lodged in the heads of these young people, we would never have known their story. And that is why today I want to thank, I don't know where Ben is, and the young people, the brains behind this organization. We salute you, and we salute all the courageous young people who, through their brilliant ideas such as this, and through their rage, backed by their courage, who came out to face this ignoble regime. Today we also thank J.B. Mturi and this team for accepting to take the onerous task, because it is not easy. And just starting from what we have heard here, there are many Kenyans whose stories are still untold, who would want to come up and open up and speak and let their stories be heard, because this government will always try to cover up the truth. But through a system that we are setting up, truth will come out and justice will be done. And even if it's not done by this regime, as your incoming government, we want to give you our word, justice will be done. So the work you'll be doing is not just academic work. from what you're doing in the next 12 or 15 or so months, we have no doubt from every corner of Kenya, we have heard Kenyans speaking loud and clear that this regime will be a one-term regime. And if it's a one-term regime, it means it's a regime that has less than 2 years. By the time this commission completes its work, we will be ready under the new regime to implement the work that you are going to be doing. And we will, because one thing we have said as the People's United Opposition, there are three things we are seeking: unity, liberation of this country from this corrupt, bloodletting regime. But the last thing we must do is restore our country and its lost glory. And the process of restoration starts with plans such as this, because justice cannot be done by this regime. We need to restore hope by the people of this republic in our key institutions, the judiciary, parliament that has been captured. There's completely loss of faith in this parliament because it was captured. So today, even as we launch this commission on the restoration of justice, we want to say we must learn from our lessons. I was the Minister of Justice in the Kibaki regime, and when I took over that ministry, the Truth, Justice and Reconciliation Commission had been paralyzed. There was an attempt to abort that commission, the Kiplagat, Ambassador Kiplagat Commission. We were able to work around the clock to get the TJRC Commission to complete its work, to compile its report, and to submit this report to the President, Mwai Kibaki, Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, and Prime Minister Raila Odinga. I was a member of the 10th Parliament, and JB Muturi is right, because after that report was presented, in the 11th Parliament, some things happened that actually made sure that report was never implemented. These are some of the steps we must take outside the regime that is unwilling to do justice, and through such innovative means we will be able to achieve it. We are hearing a president give an empty apology, a conditional apology to the Gen Zs. And that president does not want to face the truth. I've heard him today talk about peace and security and tell the police of Kenya he's 100% behind them. He has confidence in them. You do recall a year ago, after the Gen Z killings, that same president came out and said there was a gang of dangerous criminals who wanted to overthrow his government. And he said the police did a commendable job. He congratulated the police for the killings and the work they did, killing our young Kenyans. A year later, on the eve of the commemoration, he has today at State House hosted the same police and commended them for the good work they're doing. And he has told them he's 100% behind them. To me, this president has given the signal to the police to do tomorrow what they did best on the 25th of June last year. He unleashed the police on the people. He unleashed the military on the people. Today, as we speak, we've heard from His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. Over 4,000 goons have been hired. How desperate can you be, RUTO? Shame on you. Shame on you. That you can unleash the rogue police on your citizens. Even deploy the military against your citizens. A year later, KDF stands deployed against the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. Anywhere within this republic today, William Ruto, because of the parliament that's under capture, has a blank check to deploy the military against any citizen in any of our 47 counties. God forbid if Bwana Ruto, you want to use the military tomorrow. If you want to use the police in the manner you used them last year. And if you and your teams want to deploy goons against these children, all we are asking, as Jonathan Carriera said, is that, Lord, give us the strength. Give the parents the strength to come out tomorrow and mourn their children. To come out and have the strength to lay flowers at the gates of Parliament, to commemorate their children. And in this endeavor, as the People's United Opposition, we will stand with you, the families, the victims. We will walk with you tomorrow. And we're asking the police to do what they are supposed to do constitutionally. Don't criminalize protests, demonstrations that are rights guaranteed by Article 37 of our Constitution. Your work is to escort and provide security for the demonstrators. It is not to shoot and to kill innocent and armed protesters. So tomorrow the world will be watching. We appreciate and welcome the strong statement by the international community. All the diplomats have said to Bwana Ruto, demonstrations are guaranteed by your constitution. Allow Kenyans to protest peacefully tomorrow. As the People's United Opposition, we ask all of you who come out tomorrow to do so peacefully. Don't come armed. Do it in the same style the Gen Zs did it. If anything, just your phone and a flag of Kenya, as they did it. Anyone who comes out armed with any machetes, know that he's not one of us. He's one of the 4,000 goons, state-sponsored goons. And the people dealt with them last time. I'm sure you who has been given 500 shillings to come tomorrow to rough up the protesters, you will meet your fate. You will meet your fate. Let me not say more than that. I just want to thank you once more and to say congratulations, JB, and to say you are one of the victims. Your son was abducted. When you lead this commission, you are doing it on behalf of many parents who felt your pain, who felt your pinch. May we ensure that justice remains our shield and defender. And apart from Parliament, I had Bwana Ruto and I said,